Hey again. So now we have seen how to create faceted views using Vega Lite and also with D3. We created this chart where you can select on one part of it and then see the changes on the other one. So let's try to see if we can replicate at least part of that on Tableau. So for that, I'm going to open Tableau, which I should have done when I was doing my introduction. And then the other thing we're going to need is the data. So since in this notebook, I downloaded the data from here, you can actually have it around here somewhere. Um, that's like GeoJSONs that I was creating for another demo. And then here is my flights data. So this is actually some data that contains 10,000 flights. And then you can see like the beauty of Tableau is that it immediately recognizes even this as a date. I wonder why it doesn't do that for tweets. But then sources and destinations. So now you can come in here and then we can, like starting the chart will be to show distance versus delays. If you want to show that by ID, then there's two ways of doing that. Remember that I created this ID on observable. So now I have an individual ID, and then if I put that into the detail, then I disaggregate the charts. The other way you can do it is that you just say, I don't want this to be aggregatable or aggregated, I guess. And then you can say it's like delays versus distance. So now we have this part of the chart, and then if you want to create another one, then what you can do is that duplicate this one. So let's call this, this is going to be our detail, and this is going to be our overview, and let's see if that works. And then you create a dashboard, and then you go and say this is going to be my overview and this is going to be my detail. So now it starts by doing that with facets. You can organize this in whatever way you want it. Like I think maybe I can put like some blanking here, that's what I want. And then maybe this one, make it smaller such that it looks and resembles more what I have in there. Then I can go here in my overview, make these dots smaller, so I can actually do the selection in there. So having this selection, it comes natural with Tableau. Sometimes it's actually a problem to have that. But then what I want now is that every time I filter with this, I see the result in here. So the easiest way of doing that is just by using this button. When you do that, then it should go and try to modify the other one. But as you can see, it's not doing it. So I'm guessing, and this is where Tableau starts becoming like problematic. So let's say that we add the, although it should have worked with the delay and the distance, especially given that it's the same data. If I do that, now it works. So the problem is that I cannot drag as in the other one, but at the very least, I can do the selection. So the key of why it wasn't working, and the only reason why I knew is because I have some experience working with Tableau, is that it needed to have like the same variable had to be part of the different charts. So now that I have this ID in both of them, then it knows that it should be filtering by that. If you want more control on how you're doing the filters, like for instance, let's say that you don't want a filter that I only want to highlight it, then you can also come in here into dashboard, and then you check here on the actions, and you will see here the different options, and then you can edit this. So as you can see, I'm going to be using the overview as the main chart, and then I'm going to be changing the detail one, okay? And you can select on what fields. I'm scared of modifying this, but let's say that I'm going to do it on the ID, and this is why it was important to add the ID in there. So now I can have full control and say that when I change this, it should be updating the other one. Now, the other change that I did on my Vega Lite chart was that I say I don't want to include 0 here, and I don't want to include 0 here either. So just by doing that, then you can have like the two of them showing up like that. Then having done that, well, I wonder if I can drag another one. No, I cannot. So let's say that I'm just going to create another copy of this one just for the sake of it, and then I'm going to put that one here. So this one, let's see if I can fix this. So basically that one came with that because it came with this filter, so I can get rid of that and then show all the data. That's what I wanted. Let's say that we remove this one, so it's kind of ugly, so let's add at least like some division in there, so like they have mostly the same aspect ratio, which is important for scatter plots. And then what I want is that when I do this interaction in here, I'm going to create another one from scratch. So I'm going to do a highlight interaction, not a filter. And then I'm going to say that if I filter on this one or on this overview, then I want to see the filter on the highlight on this one. And you can do it on hover or on select. And let's see all fields. Let's see if that works. And then when I do this, it's filtered as well. Let's see if I do it in here. Oh, this one at least is working. So yeah, like I guess the reason why I did that is that, so let me disable this, at least on this one. So basically what's happening, and this is a very ugly like coordinated view, but it's just for demonstration purposes. So now if I select in here, it will show, and now it is not showing that. Did I disable the wrong one? So the source should be the overview, and then let's say that it's on this one, just to see if it will work, and then do that. And if I select here, now it's working. So this is one of the problems with Tableau, that when these things happen, it takes a while to figure out why that was happening. So I'm actually not going to make you go through that. I wonder why. I think this is how it was before. Let's do it like this. And then I'm going to select in here. And then it's working there, and I don't know why. So, but basically, you can see like exploring those different options allow you to create different coordinated views. Like, and the key of creating the coordinated views is creating these dashboards. Be careful though, because as you saw, we created this very quickly, and sometimes less is better. So sometimes it's better not to add too much information. I actually recommend you creating multiple dashboards and making sure that each one focuses on a different task. So that way you don't pack too much information that it's not going to be able to show on your single view. Okay, so hopefully now you can use that for creating your own faceted views with Tableau.